From St. Cloud, Florida, this is the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
There is something going on here. I smell liquor on my breath. You're drunk.
Welcome to the Doc Show, coast to coast.
I don't know what the hell was going on with me last night.
He'd probably climb up the Empire State Building and start swatting at planes.
Weeknights, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern.
Sarcastic Sam said.
I know we all have our crosses to bear. This is ridiculous.
Been hanging around with Doc Brown. I keep telling you, he's dangerous.
You know, there's a plunger in the bathroom. What do you think we could look for your career?
What year is this?
2016.
Oh, that's right.
Great. While we're in there, I can get your phone number.
407-498-3193.
Bam Bam Sam, give me a commercial and I will promote you.
2 cheaters are better than 1.
What do you get when you cross a highly outspoken individual with the power of radio?
You just watch yourself there. It's one thing to root for Marco Rubio.
Well, you still get the highly outspoken Doc.
I don't know what I love more. Her sticking it to you or you getting stuck.
Often imitated, never quite duplicated.
Don't tell people what drugs I'm on.
This is the Doc Show, coast to coast, with Doc Holliday.
You know, we had a terror attack. By the way, this is Doc Show, coast to coast. Right here in the middle of Florida. A state that got Donald Trump elected. Because none of you Democrats bothered to vote for Hillary. The black vote, which really shocks me. But maybe there's hope that y'all realize that you got hosed by Barack Obama. Just hosed. He just dicked you for 8 years, and Hillary was going to dick you for 8 more. They did not show up for Hillary, but they showed up for Donald Trump. God bless America. 407-498-3193. Here in Orlando, we had a terrorist attack, the biggest mass shooting in the history of the United States. All of Obama's tenure, all 8 years, were filled with mass shootings. He had the most of any president, not counting wartime. Okay, but then again, you're going to talk Civil War, and you're going to talk Revolutionary War. The only wars fought on American soil. That doesn't count. We didn't even have a president during the Revolutionary War. You probably didn't even know that. And it was all a ploy to get the guns. I mean, our government killed children at Sandy Hook Elementary. They killed cops. And they're not done. This is going to be probably the worst Christmas anybody's ever had. Damn right I said Christmas, because all you assholes that say, hey, say happy holidays, you're out of here. You're gone. See ya. You had it easy for 8 years. You didn't got to work. And then he throws Obamacare at you. Totally effed you. Totally. Unless you stayed at home and had babies. He gave free health care to black women who just kept having babies. Or any person of color. Not white people. And that was to keep you on the plantation. Who put you on the plantation in the first place? It was the Democrats. Who kept you on the plantation the last 8 years? Barack Hussein Obama. Who leads Islamic terror, by the way, and so does Hillary. Took $35 million from the Saudis, who put the majority of the hijackers of 9/11 on those planes. The Saudis are our enemy. And she took $35 million, not to say nothing about how they beat women, they rip their clits off, they rape them, they kill them, they marry 9-year-olds. What kind of group are you people? Oh, we're so upset that Donald Trump is now the president. Hey, man, you don't have to be here. If anybody actually spoke their mind, they'd say this would be a better country with no freaking Muslims in it at all. Or at least none that are, all the practicing Muslims gone. There are people that have been born into Muslim families that don't bother with that crap. They're Americanized. That's fine. They don't want to sit there and blow up, school kids. All right, we got Jose. This ought to be good. Jose on the line.
It will be good.
It will be good. Okay, now go ahead and drop me. My level's too high. And, okay.
Let me know when your levels are good.
All right, Jose. What's up?
Nothing. How's it going over there? First of all, I'm not Jose. This is JJ. And the fact that I can't call in and get questioned to be put on air from time to time. Now, come on now, Doc.
You said...
You did not sound like you. Now you sound like you, but you did not sound like you when I answered the phone.
You got to identify yourself, for Christ's sake.
That's the point of calling in and not telling you my name. I just wanted to tell you my name on the air.
Well, then you make up another name like you did. But I mean...
See, I wanted people to get the surprise, to hear the surprise in your voice when you heard it was me, so that they can see the genuine joy or sorrow that you might have when you hear my voice.
I would be joyful on two levels. I would be joyful to talk to you because, A, we both feel the same way politically. I'm probably more to the right than you are, but I know that you wanted Trump to win. And B, the Giants beat those bad, struggling, I got a rookie at quarterback, Philadelphia Eagles last week. And
I didn't think you were going to take it there.
Yeah, I know. You didn't think that was coming, did you? But anyway, let's get back to what we see. Okay, look at what's going on. There are people out there, man, I guarantee you, that didn't vote. I voted. I had a sense of pride. As soon as they called Florida for Trump, I started dancing.
What's going on in your house?
What?
What's going on in your house?
What do you mean in my house? We're all Trump here.
Well, what happened to that girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yep. She is my girlfriend. I live with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a liberal.
She's not a Trump. Yeah. So she has no political affiliation whatsoever.
But she's a liberal.
Did she
vote? So that means she's a liberal, I guess. That's what. If you have no
so
political
she voted for
that
Trump?
means they're liberal. Huh?
You told me she was a liberal.
No, we met her. Hello. Do you have amnesia?
Yeah.
How is she?
She's doing good. She's doing good. She's shocked that Trump's president, but she really just doesn't care because there's people out there, and there's a whole bunch of people out there that act like they care and are going to freak and act like they're freaking out because Trump is president. But in reality, those are the group of people that didn't go out and vote. And those are the people that you've been talking about that didn't go out there and vote because, they say that they're passionate, they say that they want this president and that, but they're not actually motivated to go out there because, to be honest, the president of the United States doesn't have an impact in their lives, according to them.
Well, but according to them,
in my parents' household, for me as well, we all are going for Trump, and we all went for Trump. And surprisingly, I know a lot of people that went. And I always say I hate it had to be him to be the guy to throw off the establishment because we don't really know too much what his actual plans are. I always said that he sold the American public. I mean, he did the best job to win the country. Now let's see if we can run it.
I believe that Trump made it pretty easy on himself. Now your family's a very smart family, and I think you realize, being a Latino, yet there are Latinos out there right now who are throwing rocks because somebody told them that Trump has a round them up like the Nazi Germans did against the Jews. And they're going to get every Latino out of the country. Every Latino. Even the Latinos who were born here and might be third, fourth, fifth generation.
Exactly.
That are just American.
And that's wrong information. And frankly, it's hypocritical. And for everybody out there, especially all my Latino family, understand this, okay? In the country of Dominican Republic, the country that I come from, we went in, and as soon as we passed this legislation, in less than 2-3 days, we rounded up and deported 80 to 85,000 Haitians and shipped them off. Even the Haitians that were born in America, if they had a family that came over there illegally, we went in there, grabbed them, shipped them away. The problem is now it could possibly happen to you if you came here illegally,
correct,
which means you broke the law. So now you're scared because you might go back because you broke the law, and now you actually might suffer the consequences of breaking federal law. Wow.
Well, nobody could have said it better than that.
How come people don't let your voice be heard? How come you're not on the news? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you think they let your young Latino voice be censored? Because it's different? Because it's not...
that's what the Republican Party of Osceola County wanted to do with me, huh? But
well, yeah, except for the girl with the spiked shoes. She wanted something else.
We had Jonathan in here.
I wonder if you guys saw my commercial, basically, on YouTube.
No, is it on there?
Oh, man. After a year, they put a commercial out there. It got over 5,000 views.
I just got a YouTube channel.
Did you?
I just got it. As a matter of fact,
yeah, Rye's working on
today.
He's working on it now, actually.
And after every show, when I'm really worked up, I'm going to do a minute with Doc, and it's probably going to be 5 minutes. You know that. And I'm going to tell people to F off and stop acting like jagoffs and start. Let's contribute to this country. You know, I don't get it. I mean, I see these people. Impeach Trump. The guy was holding impeach. How can you impeach somebody who's not in office? And it just drove me insane. And here's my real problem with what are planning to be protests in downtown Orlando this weekend. All the misinformed Latinos and I don't really know what black people are mad about. What the hell are you people mad about?
I just wish, I mean, in all seriousness.
You could be mad at Barack. He didn't do nothing for you.
Well, here's where it comes down to. For the Latinos, yes, we are misinformed. Primarily, the number one contributor to this is called Univision, Channel 18 if you have Bright House, or Telemundo, channel, I don't know, on Bright House. That is primarily owned by Democrats, by socialists, by people who go in there and sell our people hope and dreams and keep us down on this on awful legislation such as Obamacare. First, you reel them in, telling them that you're going to give them cheaper health care than their jobs are going to give them. And then you reel them in, and then you stick them, and then now you increase the price by over 100%, whatever it is. That's the first way you misinform the Latino voter. Second is social media, and that's how you misinform the young people. The Republicans don't have control of social media. The socialists do, because it's a tool. And right now, they had that tool to control the young people, to put out a whole bunch of material against Trump, against conservatives, basically against the Constitution of the United States. So the only people that thought Hillary Clinton was gonna win was CNN and everybody on social media and all the young people. Little did they know that America went out there and spoke and said, we don't want a criminal, we don't want the establishment, we don't want a socialist, we definitely don't want the same thing that's been going on in the past 8 years, and we don't want, in combination, 16 years of socialist rule.
And to be honest with you, for those of us, now you know me, you sat in the studio with me, and you heard, and I kept telling you, I said, you know, they've been yelling racist at me because, well, let's face it, Obama is a criminal too. Yeah. You know, I mean, you know, that $500 million, which actually turned out to be $1.9 billion that came in on that white plane, that was just to finance terror. It wasn't even a ransom. It was to finance terror. But they thought, okay, we'll call it ransom because that's the lesser of two evils. Gave them $150 billion to finance terror, and now Iran has said, oh, well, America's a mess. So watch out for us because we're coming. What the hell did we give them the money for? You know, and we gave them a pathway to nukes. This is the thing that Obama did. And every stupid, stinking, no job having, waiting for free college asshole are walking the streets and yelling Black Lives Matter. I'm not saying, well, since I couldn't say, well, White Lives Matter, I'd say, well, I beg to differ. Black Lives Matter because you're going to be gone too. No, you're going to be gone because in this America, You don't kill the citizens as a terrorist, and that's what Black Lives Matter is a terror
Here's
group.
The thing. I would have respect for Black Lives Matter if they went into Chicago and protested against their own people killing their own people. That's where you start off first. I understand, and I've always said this. You're not going to, if somebody's racist, you're not going to stop them. You're not going to change their mind. Okay? When racism is a problem is when it's institutionalized. That's why we have the Second Amendment. If somebody's bothering you, shoot them down. Like, do me a favor. If there's racist people out there, they're ignorant, they're racist, let them live. They will go ahead and they will meet with God one day, and God will tell them what is what. Anyways, it's reverse racism. Black Lives Matter, it's reverse racism for somebody to go on air and call you, Doc Holliday, racist because you disagree with Obama. That is in itself racist because you're pulling a race card because, Doc, you are white and Obama claims he's black, and because you disagree with him based on his policies and who he is and not on the color of his skin, they still claim that you are racist. So in turn, they're actually judging you and they're making you seem like a bad person or inferior. That's racism.
Yeah, but
that's
what
racism is.
You were here when I sit there and I said, I've finally reached a point that I don't care if they call me racist anymore. And as a matter of fact, I'll take it as a badge of honor. You call me racist, that means I got into your head. That means I made you think and you didn't like what I had to say, and it made you think. You were like, the whole theory behind Obama is to take something once said by Martin Luther King. He wanted people judged by their character and not the color of their skin. And in reverse, Obama was elected because of the color of his skin
and not his character.
Nothing to do with his character, because the man had no decency, no character. His wife looks like Mean Joe Green. I mean, seriously. The man, and where is the call to stand down for the country? Where's the call? He's the president. How about Ferguson during the riots? They planned it for 9 o'clock Eastern so everybody across the whole damn country could see it. And they were praying that there would be other riots, and there were, but not enough to call martial law.
This man came in calling for change. This man came in saying that everything was going to get better in America. And what happened? We are at a race war that is completely unnecessary and completely started by Obama and the administration. We have police and citizens at odds because people don't realize that the police were the first ones to go into the buildings at 9/11, and the police are the first one you guys call when something's going on. And if there's a racist police officer, then that guy will meet his maker one day. If you want to improve the police agency, you don't train people. You basically you just start at the local level. You can't train people not to be racist. You can't train people. People know what is right and wrong. So what do? You just start at the local level. You decrease corruption from there, but that doesn't mean the entire police force is racist. But what happens is when you go against the police force, they're citizens too. They're going to push back. They're an organization. They're going to protect themselves as well. So we have a race war. We have a war with our police officers who we no longer trust, or some citizens no longer trust, and frankly, they probably no longer trust us. And I don't even know what's their motivation to protect us anymore if we're not with them.
I hear, if you really talk to a cop, and they don't like talking to the media about it, but I have heard that they ignore some police calls here in Orlando if they are, even if they're the closest one. It's say it's two white cops, and something went down in Paramore. They ignore it because, quite honestly, the cops are sick and tired of being blamed for stuff. I've seen maybe since Obama started all this stuff, 2 shootings that were actually captured on whether a camera phone or whatever. That there's no question that the white cop, that was like the white cop who had the
one in South Carolina?
The one where the black guy ran away and all he did was fire at him and then tried to put a weapon next to him. Yeah, that guy should go to jail. That cop, there's an example. But of the other examples where these guys have got to defend themselves, you know, and it's like the 12-year-old kid who had a BB gun, and he was in Walmart, and there were just a couple of cops in there doing their business, and, you know, somebody yells, "He's got a gun," and he points it. And you've seen BB guns today. I mean, they look like weapons. And so the cop said to put it down. If you don't listen to what a police officer tells you, and don't tell me I did everything he told me, and he still done shot me in the eye. No, if you're told to drop something and hit the ground, drop and hit the ground. But they don't. They don't do it.
Here's what it comes down to. If you want to improve policing, improve everything, you don't do it with training them not to be racist or training them in scenarios. They are trained for these scenarios. You do it in the court of law. If somebody does something, you punish them. And I agree that we need to be a little bit more stricter when it does get into court. And we need to be able to look into cases and treat them equally. I do agree with that because, you know, resisting arrest is not punishable by death. Resisting arrest, it should never be punishable by death. But at the same time, we should not turn ourselves back on police because 1 or 2 or 3 bad police officers should be punished accordingly, but you shouldn't punish the entire police force. This isn't the 80s Los Angeles Police Department, okay? Nowadays, there's going to be cases of people who are racist, or people who are wrong. There's bad people everywhere, and frankly, it is not the most difficult thing to become a police officer. So these people can become police officers. But how do you stop that? If they do something wrong, you punish them in court. That's it. If people realize that they can be punished in court by the wrong things that they do, then they will stop doing it. And I think that is probably part of the problem. I will give credit where credit is due when people are saying there's a problem. I will say there's a problem when there is. But at this point, there's a war with the police officers for no reason.
Well,
at this point, there's a race war.
Is it your uncle in Connecticut?
Yeah, he's a police officer.
Yeah, what's his name again?
Rick, Uncle Rick.
Uncle Rick. How's Uncle Rick?
He is doing great.
Is Uncle Rick doing great? Good. I miss Uncle Rick.
And I'm pretty sure he's doing better now that Trump's president.
Yes. We're all going to do better, but what it is it's the ignorance. I mean, okay, let's divide this into threes. We have a country of well over 300 million people. We know that 52 million people voted for Hillary. We know 52 million people voted for Trump, but he got your electoral, and he was a landslide on the electoral. They don't understand that Hillary, well, they're like, well, she got the most votes. Well, that means you didn't vote. That means you didn't take the time to read your ballot. You didn't even ask anybody. So all these people, just like you said, they're out there, they didn't vote. I'll bet their parents did not vote. I'll bet nobody voted, and you know what that is? What they're doing now, because I'm looking at this white girl here. And she's sitting on the steps, and she's crying her eyes out because she says she just lost the right to decide whether she could abort a baby.
They're not overturning Roe v. Wade.
And she's 17 years old, and she's already thinking about using abortion as birth control.
That's the first problem.
You know, and we got more problems than abortion. I believe in defunding Planned Parenthood. There's no question about it. I think that's one of the things.
Criminal organization.
It is a criminal organization.
It's all about education. You need to educate these young girls, and you need to educate young men. You know, and that's the truth. Because here's the thing: if they're not educated, they're going to end up with children that the system is going to end up paying for, and it's not fair to the child. It's not fair to the citizens of the country. And it's not fair to the parents either because they're going to be struggling. So why are we not educating young men and women on what it is really to be a parent.
Shame, and that's quite simple because education makes the populace more powerful, and that's not what the Democrats want to do. They don't want to make the population more powerful. They want to make the population dependent on them so that they can keep selling them hopes and dreams, so that they can keep making sure that they will eventually one day get the president, become president again and take control of the House and the Senate. You can't educate the people because the people are going to be like we were when America was great again. I mean,
how the
when
hell did
we
you
understood
do it
that
when
we
you were
had
in
the
school?
power and not the government. The government has the power now because the people are stupid and give the government the power willingly. The government's going to take the power if you give it to them willingly. You can't blame the government for being corrupt if you have idiots running out there electing the first person that promises them free health care, the first person that tells them that they will yank your baby out for free. You know, the education is key. And that's why a whole bunch of people are going crazy, scared about Trump and everything, because their money's going to get taken away.
Well,
the money that the government is currently giving them, but not enough money to make them successful, just enough to keep them satisfied, is going to get taken away. And now people actually have to, guess what? You actually have to learn how to be financially responsible, because now you're not going to have Mr. Government putting money in your pocket so that you can keep making the same stupid mistakes.
The free ride is over. And that'll happen in due time. Deportation, and for God's sakes, if you're not illegal or you haven't been arrested for a crime and they're holding people in jail, okay, Obama deported people, but you never heard about that. Trump is going to build a wall. So the folks that do have to go, and he's going to end sanctuary cities. And
that needs to end.
It has to end as soon as possible. What black people are pissed off about is beyond me. You had a black president, and what did he do for you? Hey, Black Lives Matter. What made you feel like you had to form that group? You had a black man in the White House, and an NFL player decided that he didn't like the government. He didn't like what the government stood for, and Colin Kaepernick wasn't going to stand up for any stupid flag salute. In reality, I know why he did what he did, because he was going to get cut. He is one of the worst quarterbacks that's in the NFL right now. And the reason that he's playing now is the Niners are hoping some desperate team will take him. Otherwise, they're going to cut his ass. And he was going to lose his job this summer. So what did he do? Draw attention. Draw the racial attention. And he got all his fellow dumb black players to do it too. And it turns out Colin Kaepernick didn't vote. He didn't vote.
He didn't make his voice heard.
And he,
boo.
I mean, come on.
That was a really sad boo. When are you coming to visit us?
Well,
I thought you were
when
dead.
am I getting an invite?
You have an open door.
You've had an open invite forever.
Seriously.
Dude, living 36 miles away from Kissimmee feels like I'm living 3 hours away, but...
Well, I believe that, but I understand. I drive to Lake Mary every day, bro.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
But I would definitely love to come in. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been, with the whole political atmosphere, I have been having this burning desire inside of me to talk to somebody the way that I talk to you guys about politics.
We'll hug it out.
But nobody cares as much as we do. And as far as your listeners care, and that's why it was awesome being on there. But, when you talk to people in depth, people can only take so much, because when you start to make logical sense to people, then they break down and they don't want to talk to you. Because then they're like, oh my God, that's not what I heard on CNN.
That's exactly what happens.
This makes way too much sense. So let me, you're just crazy.
And I got news for you. If you really want to see something that'll piss you off, go and watch MSNBC.
Oh.
Man, I am telling you right now, they are praising the protesters. They are talking about we may be able to get Donald Trump recalled. Al Sharpton is going out of his mind. And I'm like, What are you black people mad about? If you're upset at yourselves because you let Obama worm his way into the White House and then actually increase your unemployment, increase your dependency on food stamps, and lie to you about a health care system, what are you mad at me for? I didn't do it. Hell, that's what Trump said. Trump said, listen, I'm talking to black America. What had Donald Trump and what do you think Hillary Clinton's going to do for you? They don't care about the color of your skin. They care about the fact that you vote for them. He goes, boom. So what do you got to lose by voting for me? Because I'll pay attention to you. All right.
Exactly.
I do have to take a break.
Yeah, I understand. Listen, I'm going to come in and speak more on this. I definitely appreciate talking to you guys.
We love you. We miss you. I really miss you.
Love you guys too.
I need a JJ hug.
I will be in. I will show up. I'll probably text you, obviously, a couple days before because, can't just show up.
Yeah, but, get that Mama Wanna.
I'll definitely have to look for that. But I appreciate you guys, and I hope everything's going good on the station.
Yeah, everything is well.
Listen to us in the mornings. We're on in the mornings now. Don't forget. 7 to 9.
Text me all the information.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
There you have it from the most Latino guy I know.
He is. He is pretty Latino.
Straight from the Dominican.
He is pretty Latino, last time I checked.
He's sitting there trying to tell you, what the hell are you mad about? And I'd like to get a black guy. I mean, I can say it. And then ask the black, what the hell are you protesting about? What are you mad at? You didn't vote, fools. We can see the numbers. And Hillary's numbers, she was down 100,000 that voted for Obama the last time out. And they can break it down by race. And guess who wasn't voting? Black people, Latinos, and more whites voted for Trump. What do you want? We're tired of being called racist. We're tired of you telling me how to live. I'm tired of your damn pedophile same-sex bathrooms. I'm tired of you college campuses where we have a little time out so nobody can offend us. You're going to be so offended from now on, your head's going to spin. And I'm going to help. It's a little after 8. We'll be back. Top of the hour.